And welcome everyone to Book the Ticket. We are live. We are the movie channel,
Oh,
not movie
hey, what's
channel.
up? I'm a
My
superhero.
bad. We are the movie podcast for the CBC channel. That's better. And yeah, you Google us, find us anywhere at Comic Book Cast. Mitch692 and Halftime Joe on Twitter and whatever social medias we have. I don't know if Joe's got like five of them or what.
No, I've definitely dwindled down on social medias. I've started to realize there's just too many of them.
There are way too many of them,
Yeah.
and they're all photos as well. But yeah, so just to jump right into it, what a surprise! I don't think anyone saw this coming. Netflix has brought the Mowgli movie from Warner Brothers. They've officially acquired the movie to show on Netflix, similar to how the Annihilation situation went down, and what was that other one, Cloverfield Paradox.
Yeah, that one was more like random. That Paradox came out of nowhere, didn't it, for everybody? Like, it showed the trailer at the Super Bowl, and then it's like,
Yeah,
on
yeah.
tonight. And we're like, whoa,
Mm.
on tonight?
But
Oh.
this one's a weird situation. It's just like, why? Like, I can kind of understand, but at the same time, it's just like, but
Maybe it's better off on Netflix? Maybe, I
I
don't
think
know.
maybe like it's unfortunately I think people don't. I don't think a lot of people watched Annihilation. I've still yet to see it. I heard really good things.
They said Annihilation was on quote Netflix because I think it was only on Netflix for overseas, wasn't it? For the States, it was in the
I say
theaters, if I remember
Annihilation
correctly.
was on Netflix overseas. Yeah,
Yeah, it was in theaters, for if I remember correctly, for the States. So it was one of those things for overseas. It was here's a big kind of budget movie on Netflix, and Paradox was the first, not first one, but like one of the ones recently that was worldwide
no,
on
Paradox
Netflix.
was the first one.
Okay, well, yeah, okay,
I
then
think
the
that
first
was the
one.
first time Netflix just like brought a movie from a big studio.
I mean,
But
but
like
that
you know,
also kind of makes sense though when you see the movie.
I enjoyed Paradox. It was
I
fine.
thought you
It
said you didn't
wasn't.
like it.
No, I always said I
That you
enjoyed it.
just said like the ending was just like that's all. It's like the Paranormal Activity movies. The ending is what matters.
I mean, to be fair, the ending was probably the most important part of it, but for
Yeah,
the rest of it, it's just like, eh. But like the problem with this is everyone's automatic like thing about it
it's
is,
probably
oh,
it
it's
sucks.
got to be bad. It
Yeah,
has to be bad. Now I've heard that it isn't bad, and it's purely because Warner Brothers just don't think they're going to make money off of it.
I mean that makes sense, right? They think it's a good movie, but they think not a lot of people are gonna go see it. And if you look at the day and age we are now with the movies space, right, and kind of you look at the calendar, what do we always talk about? There's really no space for anybody to be anywhere to get a lot of money in return. So they're like, hey, let's throw it on Netflix. Let's see if we can make some good money on there, as opposed to maybe putting it in
But I mean,
between or on
Warner
the same
Brothers
date as a big movie.
they won't make any money from Netflix. They've sold the movie off. It's no longer
Oh,
theirs.
I thought they gave just distribution rights.
Ah, no. This is here. Buy our movie off of
So
us.
so Netflix just straight up bought it. Okay, I heard of
Yeah.
it wrong. I thought it was just Warner Brothers deciding, hey, we're just gonna put this movie on Netflix instead of just putting it in theaters. But no, it's like, damn, we're not gonna make a lot of money out of it. Who wants to buy it?
Yeah.
Netflix quickly
Yeah.
came in.
It's literally a case of they thought they'd get more money from Netflix buying it than they would put it in theaters.
Okay,
Which,
okay, okay. I understood it wrong. I mean, still makes sense. I guess Netflix saw that this is something that they could, benefit off of, and can probably market to get people to sign up for more Netflix. Even though I think everybody in the world has probably signed up for Netflix.
I was gonna say most people have Netflix these days.
Yeah. Um, but I look, don't they already make quote unquote movies that like also go into theaters? So it's like one of
Who?
those things. This could Netflix haven't they like
I
made?
don't think
I think they
so. I
made
think
one. I think they made one because there is. I remember specifically just one or two. Um,
what ones? I
but
can't.
whether that is or not, I think the main point is that they really think that Mowgli can do something for them, whether it's in the award circuit or whether it's just, hey, this is could be a good movie for everybody to watch. You know,
Yeah, I'm saying they obviously think they can make money, like the money back from it.
uh,
So
it's looking to be one of those kind of more serious films. So maybe it could have won an award for something CG. I don't know. Who
not
knows?
from what the CG in the trailers I've
Well,
seen. No,
that's what I'm saying.
thankfully.
I don't remember the trailers that much. You say the CG sucks, but as we always say with trailers, CG
It's
kind of sucks in trailers.
yeah, but it's a really weird situation because you had the Disney one, which was more like the Disney cartoon,
Yeah.
and everything looked all hyper realistic. But then this one's trying to be the darker one, and yet the CG's really stylized. It's just like, huh, it's kind of the opposite to what it should have been. But
I mean,
just whatever.
Netflix making moves out here, just throwing money at Warner Brothers. Like, give me your movie, give me that chain, basically. So let's see if it works for them. I love when people take like ballsy moves. Basically, I think this is kind of a ballsy move to do. Just to throw money at Warner Brothers, say, give me your movie, and we'll see.
Well, it shows you that everything's changing. Like nothing's like the movie industry is not the same as it was like years ago. Now.
This is your perfect kind of reality where movies are going to start to be on at your house instead of the theater. This is your perfect. I still like going to the theater. I still like the theater experience.
I still
There's
like
some
going.
movies I'd rather see at home, like Unfriended 2, right? No, that's a movie I kind of want to see in theater because of how like dark it can be and like quiet. Because if I'm like, I can't make it dark like a theater in my house. But I'm trying to think of like Teen Titans Go to the Movies, right? We're gonna talk about it later. That's a movie I'd kind of rather see at home.
Yeah.
There's certain movies that you can get away with just wanting to see at home. Certain ones like big budget, I feel like you have to, like Infinity War. I know you could see it at home because you have a really great TV. But I kind of would want to see it in the theaters because, especially IMAX, you know.
I mean, I only at this point in my life, I could quite easily never go to a theater again. As like if it's an IMAX, I'll go.
Yeah. IMAX
but we
is
don't
probably
have
the only
IMAX
difference, right? Yeah.
But Infinity War for me, it was like the screen was shit.
Oh, so you would rather saw it at your house because your TV was better than the screen you saw it on? Oh man,
absolutely.
God, yeah.
Just a compression of the image on an old shitty screen, and it's just like, what is going on? Why is it? Sorry.
I hope there's a way for both the theater and the home video audience to kind of coexist in terms of like movies coming out the same day.
Of course there is. Look at digital books and physical books. They're still physical bookstores.
True, physical books are still selling out there, but it's like Stanley. No, it's not like Stanley always said it. That Stanley doesn't say that. But what about like the boobs? You remember that?
What are you talking about?
You don't remember the quote? Everybody always says Stan Lee says it, but it's like
he doesn't say it. It's like a pair of boobs, yeah.
I don't think he ever really said it, but it's like one of those like Michael Scott like things.
I think I'm pretty sure he said
it. Well, it's like the Office type of thing where Michael Scott says you miss 100% shots you don't take, but it's like really Wayne Gretzky who said that. So yeah, I don't know. Other than that, like this is cool. I don't know how they're gonna bring more movies to the thing, whether it be that box that's like $40 to $100 or whatever, or I don't know. Or it's more just like Netflix and Prime Video, right? Where you're just getting some of those movies on those streaming services now.
Yeah.
So whether it be, we'll see.
I can see Disney, Warner Bros. When their streaming services launch, just having movies on there as well.
I'm waiting for the Warner Brothers streaming service to actually get announced. Like I want Looney Tunes, I want Animaniacs on there. I want some Harry Potter stuff on there. I want some Lord of the Rings stuff on there. You know,
can't have you could have the Lord of the Rings movies, but the most part.
No, but you can make like. I mean, they sold the TV show, right? It's like for the.
Yeah.
It's stupid. I think it's gonna be the same thing with Disney and Netflix. Remember with the Marvel stuff? I think they're gonna regret selling like the Lord of the Rings TV show rights because they would have wanted to make one.
Warner Brothers didn't sell them. They never had.
The other people did. Okay.
And say it was a Tolkien estate that had.
I thought Warner Brothers still had them. So
no.
I was still.
They literally never had them. They only ever had the movies.
Oh, so they never bought the TV rights. Man, this was one of those things where you should buy everything from the get-go.
Yeah, but it's not exactly a choice because the Tolkien estate is like really uptight with everything like that. Yeah, they hate the movies.
Don't you kind of hate that from them, right? You're like, come on, just come on.
Yeah, it's just like let people see his work. Like, stop trying to hide it away.
Yeah.
Like the movies won how many Oscars and grossed how much money. Like, people would love those movies. Like, why go, I don't like them, so no, you're never going to get the rights again, man.
To be honest, they probably don't like them not because of, like, the actual movie quality. It's probably because of something else, but, yeah.
No, it's like how they did the stories. So, I don't like.
Wait, I said this really quick, but before we go on to the next one, I wanted to ask you what do you think is more likely, that we see more of this, of movies being sold to a Netflix, Prime Video, even Hulu, or the streaming services, or the little box that people said that was going to be in your home?
You'll never see the little box. It'll all be streaming services.
You think the little box was just a pipe dream, right?
Yeah.
Imagine
the way I can see it being, and I think
Yeah,
it'll be the smartest, is you have your streaming service.
yeah,
Say Disney drop Infinity War 3, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
yeah.
Then you go, right, well, you pay the price of a ticket on the streaming service. Like, despite already having it, you have to pay that little bit extra to watch it out. That's just probably the smartest way I'd do it. Because why would you just give it out for free? Like, just charge that little bit
No,
extra.
I knew they would charge something. I just don't know if it was the price of a movie ticket.
I mean, maybe not the price of a movie ticket. Maybe
$11,
like
$13.
$5.99 or something like
See,
that.
the typical movies to rent would be about $4.99. So I would assume in the middle between that and the movie ticket, so like $7 or $8.
Yeah.
All right.
But that's kind of renting a movie. It's like you got to make up for. But then again, I suppose you could be like, right, well, we get half the ticket price anyway, so charge half the price of a ticket, and therefore we get everything anyway. That'd be no different.
I mean, yeah, they are getting, they're cutting out the middleman, right? Which is theaters.
Plus, you less distribution costs.
Yeah,
So.
they're cutting out the middleman. It's every business has done it. Breaking Bad did it, but cutting out the middleman works good for money. So yeah,
it's just a smart move, to be honest. Like, I think
I want to be in the movies still, though, and I know eventually we probably won't be.
You can still go out to the movies and see. Maybe not with Mowgli, you can't, but
I don't think it'll be gone in my lifetime, but it's sad to know at some point in like 100 years.
I don't think it is. I think again, go back to the whole physical book and digital book. They coexist side by side perfectly fine.
Yeah.
This whole digital physical scaremongering thing is just scaremongering. So people can get put out. It's like, no, it's fine. Yeah. Like, games is a kind of a different question because that's a bit of a weird situation, but
yeah, I buy all digital games now.
Yeah. Fun fact: I think 40% of all PlayStation games in the last year or the first quarter of this year were digital sales.
Wow.
And that's it's nearly 50-50. Yeah, 50-50 split. So yeah, movies landscape's changing. Of course, everyone knew that because the whole Disney Fox deal and AT&T and Warner Brothers. So I think it's quite an interesting and exciting time to witness and see how everything's going to turn out. But no, I'm all in favor of home releases at the same time as box office. So
yeah,
that's just me. And moving on, something I don't know how to feel about: Pokemon the movie, The Power of Us trailer has dropped.
Is this a sequel to the one where Pikachu talks? I haven't seen it yet. But it's on my list on Prime Video to rent to see.
I've heard it's not very good.
Oh no, you didn't say you want to see because that's like a tease or something.
I wanted to see that whatever the fuck they called it. Was it I Choose You, the first one?
Yeah, I Choose You. That's what it was.
Then I heard the Pikachu thing and I was like, no.
Yeah, I remember saw a video about that and everybody getting mad and I think I'm sure like it still looked like a fine movie to me. Besides that point, I think if you get over that, it's still like the animation. The animation and I mean just based off trailers and kind of a little bit of something. It's just it looks like what I wanted a little bit more Pokemon to be, but except Pikachu talking. So, but yes,
the only thing I'm interested in about this is apparent that like Pokemon's got quite a credible leaker for like games, anime, merchandise, and all that stuff. And the same guy who like cracked open everything from the last games, like Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Moon, has said that this is going to have a new evolution in it, and that is the only reason why I give it a toss because I want to know what the hell it is.
So,
if it is,
so this is a sequel to the I Choose You one. They're going to Johto, right?
I don't know.
It seems like they do a movie based on each, on each.
Well, it's a 20 years thing, isn't it? The first one was for the first movie. This one.
But
well,
I thought I saw Samurai in there somewhere, but it might have been Lugia.
No, wait, no, yeah, they are in Johto because they're all the Johto starters and everything.
Yeah, but at the very end, yeah, right. But I swear,
no, that's not Samurai. That's the new mythical one. I think it was Zoro. Or something like that.
He looked like Samurai at first. I was like, yo. But yeah.
The furry, whatever it was called.
I saw Johto's starters, so I initially thought, so each movie's kind of like, they're going to go in a row. They're going to go from each place or each location, each region.
So I'm pretty sure it's 20 years since Gen 2 now. So that's what they're going for.
I mean, but it also just makes sense to do like First movie's the first region, second movie's the
I
second
mean,
region.
yeah, I'm just saying, like, the reason why they're doing it is because it's 20 years.
One of my favorite things was the Generations kind of YouTube videos. I don't know if you ever saw all of those.
Those videos are fucking amazing.
Yeah, I just got so into that they don't say their own name and they just kind of make like little animal noises like they do like in the games when
Yeah.
you look on the Pokédex or whatever, they make those animal noises. So I just wish it was more that route. But I mean, this movie, I dig the animation, and I guess the thing about it is he's gonna meet this girl who's it's her first time and stuff, like, you know, being a Pokemon trainer and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I would have hoped, you know, I know this is too much to hope for, but Ash, you know, since he's not smarter in the
He's
shows,
not gonna win the league.
no, because that's not what I want. See, I don't even think he could do the league in the movies, because the league is like you have to get all the badges. It's kind of too much time skipping.
I mean, you could make a movie out of the league.
But see, my point is, I don't even think you have to have the leagues in any of these movies. I think the thing you just have to hit on is that Ash actually grows in each movie. You know, because the thing with the shows is it's the same old, right? You know, he's always kind of oblivious in the beginning, gets the badges, gets a little bit smarter, and then next region oblivious, gets the badges, gets a little smarter, loses,
He doesn't get smart. The only time he got smarter was in the
XY.
Kanto series. Yeah,
Oh,
it's the only time. Every other series, he just stayed the same dumb.
Sure, because X, Y, and Z kind of was smarter.
Yeah, the Kanto region is what I'm talking about. Every other one, he stays the same.
The Kanto,
he's constantly dumb. Yeah, Kanto is X, Y, and Z.
Pretty sure it's Kalos.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
Oh, I was like, Kanto. Like, honestly, I was so confused. I should have seen the face on me, because I honestly, I thought you legitimately meant Kanto, and I was like, sure, but.
Well, clearly I'm a bad trainer. I'm too old to remember all this shit. I can't remember my Ks.
I think I'm actually gonna get the game for Switch later, so when it comes out. So, but
what, the Let's Go game?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck that noise, casual crap.
I get it, but it's kind of like I miss my Pokemon. I don't have Sun and Moon Ultra.
Well, get Ultra Sun and Moon then.
I have to buy I have to go buy a 3DS, and I should probably spend that money on a Switch. You know, let me just go buy both real quick.
I mean, yeah, you could. I mean, to be fair, I'm just waiting a year for Gen 8 to come out.
But you get my point, right? Where I kind of wish these movies would do something the shows wouldn't, and that is, in a sense, have the main character grow a little bit, movie to movie.
Yeah.
I know the movies for Dragon Ball Z kind of does that, and anime movies are starting to quote unquote come back. I feel like they've always been here, but it feels like a different. Like
I'd say they've never really left.
Yeah, it feels like a different.
I think the thing now, from what I've seen, is like they're starting to become canon.
Yeah, okay, that's the
whereas
thing,
before they were always just their own separate side thing. But
and I highly doubt or also maybe they're building their own universe in a way where before it was kind of just like one-offs. Like you remember, kind of like the old DC movies, right? Kind of just one-offs.
Yeah.
But now it seems like these anime movies are building their own universe. Starting with Dragon Ball. I think you have here with Pokemon building its own universe now because this is a direct sequel. And I just hope,
even though it's not technically canon to the show, but
yeah, I'm okay with that. I kind of want it to be on its own, just so because I just want Ash to kind of maybe be a little bit smarter and like, oh yeah, I remember this from the first movie. Let's try it out in this time. So
the problem is it's got the same problem as comics. Like you can't really
age them up.
Change everything because you then alienate a new generation, so you have to you do one thing and then you get them to a point, but then you have to kind of hit that soft reset button.
But I think
next people to come in.
That's the point of this girl in the trailer, right? Where she's kind of a new trainer. You can kind of get away with the soft reset as being somebody else.
I mean, I suppose, yeah, but at the same time, it's people don't watch the anime for a new trainer; they want Ash.
I kind of watch it just so you can win the league, but I actually haven't watched it in a long time. So
we'd never win the league. That's why. That's just fact.
What's that?
We'd never.
There is this So there's Origins, the one that was kind of really Japanese. I thought it was alright. I kind of like Generations more than they do Origins.
Origins was great.
But one of my favorite ones was this trailer for Black and White 2, and it had this very anime style. Like I would have loved to see more of that. I think everybody wants to see that, but it's just they know they can't do that because they would alienate all the kids.
It's a shame the black and white series was garbage, but
Yeah, but that trailer was really great. I remember watching him like this. I'm getting this game, and I got the game. And I was like, it's fine. Like Black and White 2 is fine.
what's Gen 5? Gen 5's the best generation. Like, that is just a fact. How dare you air? Don't say Gen 4.
I like Gen.
I will end.
I like Gen
I will
6.
end this call. What?
I like Gen 6 a lot, actually.
You would like Gen 6. I mean, I like Gen 6, but it's not. It's nowhere near the top.
I
It's
like.
quite
Yeah.
better.
I like Gen 6 for my Greninja. Gen 4, I just like Infernape. That's and I don't know. Gen 7, I mean, I haven't really played it, so I don't know it. Yeah, all right. I don't know. I think we're both in a way looking forward to this trailer for different reasons, but we're hoping for the best, right? Because it could only lead to better things if it does good.
You know, I'm only literally here for the evolution for the game.
I'm here to see if they actually like do something with the movie.
I probably won't even watch it. I'm just wanting them to announce it.
And
like, give me a flag.
What is it coming out? It says where is it? This year? Months. So it hit Japan earlier this month. Fans in America have yet to experience, but don't be too dismayed. Bringing the Power of Us to theaters for a limited run this fall. Okay.
So yeah, this year, quite soon.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, moving on to that, Star Wars Episode 9 has released a cast and filming details. Now, me being me, I haven't actually opened the link for this, so Joe can take this one.
I mean, I'm just gonna kind of read off some of the stuff here. It says includes Mark Hamill, Billy Day Williams, and the late Carrie Fisher. That's kind of like what the cast and makes sense because maybe they're gonna say goodbye to Carrie Fisher.
Yeah, I'll be interested to know how they do it because they're using footage from Episode 7.
Yeah.
Like unused, unseen footage of Carrie Fisher. So how exactly that's all going to splice in and work, I don't know. The only thing I do know is I'm happy that they're not using that god-awful CGI recreation stuff.
And Mark Hamill's back.
Yeah. And no, Mark Hamill's not alive. He's clearly a Force ghost. Come on, use your heads. I've seen that everywhere.
I thought that was the point of I thought that was the point of the ending, that he was a Force ghost.
Exact point of the ending, that he dies. He becomes one with the Force.
Yeah, it's literally how Obi-Wan died, right? It's like he just disappeared.
Yeah. Same situation. It's just like, how can people not realize this? You've had this in Star Wars since the beginning.
Yeah, good for Chris Terrio, though. I see him. He co-wrote the script with J.J. Abrams.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Yeah, I'd be interested to see how exactly they handle Leia, because they have to kill her off in this movie. There's no other way.
Or at least a send-off. Whether it be kill her off or just kind of like saying she's going to retire in a way. You could do either way, in my opinion.
I mean, you can, but
I think it'll both work. You just got to write it well.
Yeah, I think they'll want to do their own little goodbye and have like a little funeral. I don't know. That's just kind of what I want.
I look at Chris Terrio's IMDb. It still says Justice League Part 2. Somebody hasn't fixed it. That's funny. What's Richard too? I don't know. But yeah, that's kind of says, and they just talk about what they're possibly going to do with Carrie Fisher. We're never going to recast. She's a CG character. Support and blessing from her daughter. Found a way to honor Carrie's legacy and Rose Leia in Episode 9 by using unseen footage shot together, as Mitch said. Trying to see if anything else. That's kind of like the big thing, right?
It'd also be interesting how they play Lando, like Billy D. Williams. Like, what kind of role is he going to have in this movie?
You see,
I literally can't think of what they're even going to do with this movie, so I haven't got a clue.
To me, he could be a part in the fact that he gives like a secret identity to Leia, and she goes undercover and is never like seen again. Like retires. Yeah. See that is one way it works, where like he puts her in this witness protection program because he's so like he's like a thief and so good at all this. And I'm sure they'll reference maybe like Solo because Solo happened.
They'll reference the movie 100%.
Yeah, they'll be like, hey, go buy Solo. But
here's exactly what they're going to do. It's going to be what's his name? Han Solo's like funeral, because they obviously didn't get a chance to do it because the way the story was written in
I remember a time.
And it's going to be I remember when he got the Falcon. Or I remember that time he cheated me, cheating him.
You think there'll be like a little flashback, like and like not straight on flashback,
just like splicing scenes from Solo.
yeah, basically, right? Just splicing scenes, but maybe not like So he talks about it, and then you splice them in. But it's one I feel like I've seen this before, but where he talks about it, and then you kind of put those scenes at an opacity of like 50 or whatever, so you still see Lando.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Overlay, yeah.
Yeah. So something like that could happen definitely.
That's very much a fan film thing.
Maybe I don't know. I swear I've seen this in movies before. Maybe it is a fan.
I mean, you
film
probably
thing.
have. Like, they kind of do the talk, that narration, and it just slowly pans
But
over.
you're right.
I say
They
pan,
do
like
those
if
in
it
fan
fades.
films, right?
Yeah. It's like, what's a cheap way we can do this? Just splice in something else quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'd like to see them take that route. I don't know. Like, I've got no clue where the hell they're going with this.
None of us do. We're just kind of assuming at this point.
The only thing we do know is this is the finale of the Skywalker saga.
We understand. R.I.P. to a real one. Luke Skywalker. Leia.
Well,
Solo.
it's just more. I was gonna say it's more than just Luke. You got Leia,
No, that's
but,
what yeah, Luke, Leia.
which kind of confirms that Rey, despite them saying Rey's a nobody in Episode 8, and people still having their little theories, like she's not a Skywalker. She's no one.
Yeah.
No, but then again, you got Kylo. So I wonder how they're gonna handle Kylo, even though he isn't really a Skywalker, but he's, I suppose.
Is he?
Well, yeah,
He's just
he's
a-
Leia's son. He's half Skywalker.
That's right. I mean, I guess he is because Leia is full Skywalker. So yeah, he is half Skywalker. He's the strongest of them all, as Gohan taught us.
Ew.
But
he's kind of not because Luke.
yeah, but that's I think we've already said our piece on Last Jedi and kind of how we felt about that. We thought the middle is kind of necessary. Everything else, fine. You like it more than me, but it's just one of those things. I think we both are looking forward to this, just because we think this is gonna really end it well and lead into all the other kind of, there's the Rian Johnson trilogies, there's TV shows, separate. There's a bunch of other stuff that's happened. Jon Favreau's doing something with them.
There's a lot of homework coming.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Half of which I probably won't do.
It's a lot. I don't know if I'm gonna watch everything either, so that's gonna be one of those things.
No, I'm just strictly a Star Wars movie guy, to be honest. Like,
sure, yeah.
And I say just strictly movies. It's just strictly the main saga. I do not care about anthology movies. I'll check out Johnson's trilogy because it's going to be different. But apart from that, nah.
I thought the middle part was like a backdoor pilot for his series, because at the end,
I mean, it probably is.
and that's what it
Like
felt
that
like
little
to me.
kid in the broom.
Yeah, that was one of the first things I talked about after seeing that movie, was that like part of that movie felt like a backdoor pilot, because they went into this completely different area talking about this other side of the universe and saying, oh, just because we're not fighting like the Resistance or the Jedi doesn't mean we're not important, and then helps out little kids and the animals and stuff like that. And then at the end, the kid with the broom shows he has Jedi powers, so or the Force powers, at least, maybe not Jedi powers but Force powers. It just felt like a backdoor pilot, which also probably made me dislike it because it just took me out of the movie. But
no, I get you. I agree with you there.
But that's kind of what I mean. Maybe it's not gonna be about that kid, but it basically showed you there's other people besides Skywalkers.
I think I'd like it to be about that kid.
I wish he'd grow up a bit. Like, I don't want it to be about that kid. I wish.
Well, no, I'm not saying like I want a little kid with a lightsaber running around.
Yeah,
I don't want to be reminded of Yoda from the prequels. Right?
Yeah.
But like, just age him up a little bit, or even start the movie off with him being a kid, and then just progress it as it goes on.
Oh, sure. And
Kind of like an Anakin, I suppose, but maybe get rid of the kid in the first half of the movie. But
didn't he keep a coin that somebody gave to him? I don't know if it was Finn or the girl, but
I can't remember. I've seen that movie once.
Yeah, me too. It's on Netflix. I kind of want to check it out again sometime soon. But he kept like something that's related to the Resistance, because to keep hope and whatnot.
Oh, they gave him that Resistance ring, wasn't it?
I thought it was a coin.
Was it a coin? I know they gave him something.
I swear I thought it was a coin. I don't know why. Something.
No, I want to say because they had the ring, didn't they, with the Resistance logo on it?
Something like that. It might have been the ring, to be fair.
Well, at least that's what I'm remembering. I could be completely wrong. Chat, if I'm wrong, let me know, because I haven't got a clue. It's a ring with a switch that shows the Rebel logo, yeah.
That makes sense. Okay, I don't know. That was a coin.
Phew.
But sure, episode 9 coming out. When does it come out?
Next December.
That's a long time from
It is
now.
a long time.
It's a
It's a very
long time. You know, maybe that whole Solo from episode 8 kind of run. You know, maybe that was too close for comfort, and maybe
I think it was.
yeah.
No. I think that a lot of things went against Solo, and I think the release date was one of them.
Yeah,
Like, it's a
so
perfectly fine movie. It's not horrifically bad. It's just it
in
exists.
December is such a long time for now, man. It's
Yeah,
hard to believe that I thought it was gonna be May for some reason, but it's it's December. Yeah,
I think it was May,
and then
but
they
they
moved it. Yeah,
moved dates. Yeah,
I mean maybe they had to because of production stuff, but at the same time, it's such a long time.
probably.
Mind You 3 comes out the same month. Imagine that.
See, every time someone says Jumanji 3, I'm like, no, it's Jumanji 2. And it's like, no, the last one was a sequel, so technically
Yeah,
just
I
really
get
throws
it.
me off.
Yeah, it throws me off too because I was like, Jumanji 3, they already announced the third one with The Rock.
It's like they rebooted it. It's the second
Yeah.
one. It's like, oh no, it's actually a sequel.
Yeah,
I still don't know how they're going to play that movie off.
yeah.
Unless it's like, oh, Jumanji was an old cartridge game, now it's going to be a disc. No.
I mean, I was gonna assume on your phone, but it's gonna be an app.
I mean, you could work up to the phone.
Yeah, it's on your app, something like that. So-
Japmanji. There you go. Actually, that sounds really racist. I take that back. Ugh. Ugh. But yeah. Yeah, so Star Wars, it's got 3 veteran key players in it again. It's cool. I'm not going to complain. But moving on.
I didn't know what else to say, so I was also coughing.
I was just like, but yeah, you've got a couple of movies you want to talk about.
Yeah, so before we get to the box office breakdown, because we're on the Films of the Week type of a part of the show, we're no longer talking news. I did happen to see the 2 movies that came out this weekend, Mission Impossible Fallout and Teen Titans Go to the Movies. I doubt we were going to talk about any of those on the general podcast, which is tomorrow.
No.
So I think to bring it up here and do around a 5 to 10 minute type of thing. Just
I mean, how long have we got left? What? Half hour?
yeah. 5 minutes each probably.
Yeah.
It's 5 to 10 minutes each. So I wanted to start off with Mission Impossible Fallout. I'm not necessarily going to recount the movie in any sense of the word, but I will say this is the best Mission Impossible movie. I think it's the 6th one, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's 6, yeah.
It's almost a direct sequel to the 5th one, and it's kind of new in that sense because they never had like direct sequels in terms of storylines and stuff. It's always been like characters just returning. It's it's kind
Like James Bond.
yeah, it's always been that kind of thing. But this is the first one where it had like it's a 2-parter, and maybe they're gonna have it a little trilogy with the next one. But I thought it was pretty great. I'll be honest. Mission Impossible does this every time with me, especially like in the more recent movies. And I can't like it's been such a long time since I've seen the original 3 and even Ghost Protocol. I saw Rogue Nation as it came out. Right, there's this thing that I feel like happened in every movies where Mission Impossible's kind of it's trope, I guess, in a way to put it, is that it does action scenes with nothing behind it besides the sound of the environment, if you know what I mean. So like if there's a chase scene, it's no real music or score behind it. It's the car engine, it's them turning, it's them like not even saying words sometimes. It's just like giving looks and like it's just Mission Impossible does that a lot, and it makes it kind of like you get into it. But I'll be honest. Like in the beginning, I was a little worried. It was a little worried in the very beginning, and kind of the whole story setup got a little too boring and like it just maybe because it didn't have any like fire to it or flair. But I think it's a great build up though. I think it's a great build up to the 3rd act. It might have been because I was tired and I was like I almost had my eyes closing a little bit in the very beginning, but I think after the logo, it gets 100% like better. And the logo's like 15 minutes in or something like
Christ.
that. Yeah,
That's a long time.
Yeah, so you can imagine like I was just like already like my eyes or something, but yeah.
What movie did that recently where it's like a really long logo?
I don't know.
I can't think what it was.
You know, and also I might get a little like backlash on saying that a little bit of the beginning of the movie was boring, but it was just all great build up. But it was just like born in the moment, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go see it again because my pops, like, he loves the Mission Impossible movies, loves them more than I do, and he wanted to go see. He wasn't able to go see it with me, so I'm gonna go see it again. I think before watching it, I'm gonna rewatch the other ones. I probably should have did it for this one, but I was like, okay, I can kind of recall the other ones. I've seen them before, and I was like, no, I probably need to see them again. After watching it, it felt like I needed to see them again. I just didn't know I needed to.
See, I haven't seen the last 5.
I think they're really great action movies. Tom Cruise is great again. He does his own stunts. I thought Henry Cavill was made for a Mission Impossible movie. I thought he was great in it.
Hey, that's what I keep hearing, that he's like fantastic.
Yeah, he knows how to work it, man. He's funny. He does the action good, especially when he reloads his arms. That was great in the movie.
That's one of the best gifts.
Yeah, it is one
in
of
the last
best
5
gifts.
years. It's so good. Can we get Henry Cavill for Ryan Braddock, Captain Britain?
Oh, maybe right if he's done with like DC stuff, but like,
so he's a secret agent, so why not?
I definitely thought he was a good part of the movie. I mean, some would say he kind of might have been a standout. You know, all I remember was that he was in the movie. Of course, the spoilers. Mitch doesn't really care, so he's not gonna care about the spoilers. But if anybody does, there are spoilers. I didn't really know he was the villain of the movie. I kind of forgot it. I just thought he was in the movie, and I was like, oh, hey, there's Henry Cavill. He's going to help Tom Cruise. Nope, he's a villain, and he does really well at, like, multiple accents for some reason. Like, you never would have thought it, but he does really well.
He was on Tudors, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So, you know, he's had to do the old English accent. No one uses that anymore.
He does, like, an American accent, and he does, like, an English. He does so different accents in this movie, and there's this like his funny part isn't like haha comedy stick lines. It's more like based out of situations.
Yeah.
So like if somebody comes in and kills the bad guy they were fighting, Henry Cavill looks on, puts his hand up like, oh, there should be, like, and that was kind of funny. Yeah, all around, I would say one of the most, like, that third act, especially the last 30 minutes, one of the most on the edge of your seat thrill ride I've ever been a part of. I would never forget that experience seeing for the first time. It was so thrilling, man. I was like, oh no. It was the twists and turns, man. It was the best in the franchise. It had a really great opening weekend, apparently.
Yeah, it has, yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, I don't really want to go over the movie, per se. I just wanted to highlight, like, certain moments. I thought everybody did great. It does a lot of call-outs. It almost feels like an ending, because it did, like, a call-out to kind of like the OG stuff. So it almost felt like an ending, but, you know, these movies, they can really go on for as long as you want them to go on.
Well, for as long as Cruise is able to go on.
Oh!
With his space alien magic is kind of...
So apparently there's a character in Fallout that's from the first movie. Now, I haven't seen the first one in such a long time, so I don't really recall it. I think watching Fallout, you'd have a better experience kind of watching the other ones. But you still have a good experience, even if you haven't seen the other ones, because they do good enough here to help you remember certain stuff and to kind of like, they would introduce or say, like, a character would say a story, right? And you'd be like, oh, that's interesting. I kind of remember that from the OG movies. And then it gets brought up. So it's like, they do a good job of kind of introducing stuff very quick and in the moment, and it works. So that's kind of all I want to say. Best in the franchise. One of the most amazing thrill rides I've ever been in a theater, watching those, like, last 30 minutes or the third act, whichever one you want to say. And Henry Cavill, man, he's great. I think he deserves another chance. I know he's not necessarily, like, his movies aren't that great with Superman, but I think he deserves another chance. I think Fallout is his quote-unquote redemption. I don't, like, he hasn't really done anything wrong. He hasn't done a bad kind of acting thing. It's just more the directors and the movie choices, right? It's just,
yeah.
So I guess you could call it his redemption, quotes. But yeah, I definitely would 100% recommend, even if you haven't seen the other movies. But it would probably be a better experience if you've seen the other movies. And I feel like other people are saying the same thing, where this is the best one of the franchise. So yeah, I don't know if they're gonna keep it like a James Bond, where maybe in 5 to 10 years, when Tom Cruise can't do it anymore, somebody else is Ethan Hunt. I'm not entirely sure if they're gonna go that route after the Mummy kind of showed his true colors. Are we talking about Tom Cruise? Because Tom Cruise is always great. Like, he had Jack Reacher, Mummy, not that great, but Mission Impossible great. All right, going on now to the other movie that I happened to see, which was Teen Titans Go to the Movies. Now, this is one of those movies that I feel like I didn't know if I know I wanted to watch. I didn't know how much I was going to like it. I saw the promotional material, and I thought, this looks awesome. It seems I might like it. I feel like everybody went down that route. And when I went to go see it, there was more adults than kids. There's hardly any kids.
That's surprising, but
there's hardly any kids. More adults than kids. And after watching the movie, I thought it was fine. I didn't think I needed to see it in theaters, but I thought it was pretty funny. The funniest, oh god, the funniest part had to. So just to tell Mitch kind of a little bit what the movie's about. I don't really want to go too much, but the whole movie is basically about Robin deciding that he wants to become a superhero, like in his own right, and he wants to get out of everybody else's shadows, and the only way to do that is to get his own movie, because the shtick is that every superhero in DC Universe has movies, and he's trying to work his way to get a movie, right? The funniest part, honestly, is when they decide, you know what, you know how we get our movies? By going back into the past and making sure none of the heroes ever become heroes, so we're the only heroes and we get our own movies. It was by far the funniest thing, because the thing they did is when Aquaman was a baby, they literally put, like, you know, the soda cans that come in sixes and the kind of the metal stuff around them?
the ring pack, the ring pull.
So for Aquaman, they literally went to the pier, dropped that ring pack in the ocean, and the baby Aquaman got stuck in it. I died, bro.
That's wild. I
died. I was like, oh my god, they did that, bro. They really did that. And then they realized when they went back into the future, like, oh, hey, you know, everything sucks. We have to go back into the past again and make heroes become heroes. 100%. The second funniest part was when Cyborg cut the baby Aquaman thing, and then when they went to the Batman, when Bruce was a kid, they literally pushed the parents into the alley, and you can see, like, the gunshots happening.
Christ.
Shit was
in a kid's movie.
Yeah, it was very wild, bro. TTG Flashpoint, 100%, man. I died at that middle part. It was hilarious. I just couldn't. There's nothing funnier than that. But yeah, and also all the DC references everybody's saying. There's so many. There's Shazam in there. They have a BVS poster, but it's Batgirl and Supergirl.
Isn't there another one where it's Yawn of Justice?
Yeah, and I think it's with Joker.
I think it's Batman and Joker. Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many references in there that I felt like I didn't catch them all.
Did you at least get the Stan Lee cameo?
Yeah, the Stan Lee cameo was pretty great. He's like, this ain't a Marvel movie. This is a decent.
Is it actually his voice, or is it someone doing an impression? Because I've heard it sounds really like modulated.
I don't know. Honestly, you could have told me it was, and I would have believed it.
Fair enough.
I couldn't tell, to be fair. But yeah, I thought all the references. I think that was the best part of this movie, was that all the references, and it was funny. It had great music. I think it was references, soundtrack. The soundtrack was really great, especially Lil Yachty as Jon Stewart, Green Lantern. That was funny.
It's like the only thing I've really heard about this movie is that the references are really funny. And that's all the movie really is.
I put it as this. I'd put it as references is the best part of the movie. Soundtrack, second best part. Kind of the comedy is the third best part. And the story is the fourth best part. Because the story is just like Robin realizing, typical, I shouldn't have to try to change myself to be like everybody else. To be myself is good enough type of thing.
Which, isn't that kind of funny?
Huh?
Because let's look at the context of the time we're in. You've literally just had that Titans trailer where he says, fuck Batman, it's all dark and gritty.
Yeah.
And now in this, Robin's like, no, I don't have to change, I can just be myself. So it's like, oh, that's funny. That's just funny time.
Part of the movie, it was him hating on Batman, saying, well, how is Alfred in the utility belt getting a movie before I am? So, he's always, Dick Grayson is always going to have that. Eventually he learns and grows up a bit of like, you know what, it's fine. Batman is Batman. I'm me. And, I get it now. So it's always that. It's just one is really G-rated and another one is TVMA. So it's just really the difference. But yeah, references were gold. Honestly, the way that movie ended, I did not see coming, because the way it literally ended, and right before the credits, they break the fourth wall the whole time, right? But Robin literally goes to the camera and says, "Wait, kids, ask your parents where babies come from." I was like, wow, imagine kids watching this just now having to go to their parents like, "Mom, Dad, where do
That's
babies
funny.
come from?" They literally end, dude. This movie was like, I hold it down for this movie. I thought they're so great about it. It's not gonna make me watch the show. Let's be honest here. It's not gonna make me watch the show, but
No, but it kind of makes you think, like, is this show...
like funnier than we give it.
Oh, no, like, is this show actually aimed at people, like, our age?
So is it like...
Or is it aimed at kids? Like, with all the references and callbacks and stuff like that, like, is it kind of really made for kids?
Yeah, and also the whole baby thing and literally pushing parents and little Bruce into the alleyway with the gun shooting, like, and Aquaman with the little six-pack ring. That shit was funny.
Yeah.
But,
like, it kind of, like... People hate this. It feels more like 90s cartoon.
Yeah, exactly, right? Where it looks like it's aimed at kids, but it does have references and jokes that maybe when you're older, you'll understand it, right? Because when you look back at like Powerpuff Girls, remember that one everybody always looks about, where the little girl says she's in accident?
Yeah.
So like stuff you didn't get that as a kid, but as you grew up, you're like, whoa, what? So maybe it's just the animation that makes everybody get turned off by it because of how it is, but...
I don't think it's animation. Well, I think it might play a part in it. I think it's more like you've gone from the like early 2000s Teen Titans,
to this
where it was kind of taken seriously to we're literally a joke, and I think that's the biggest thing.
Plays a whole part in the movie of how everybody thinks the Teen Titans are a joke. So it was kind of sad actually at some points. I was really sad for Robin most points. Oh yeah, and the mid credits or post credit, whatever you call it, whatever credits, the one about like
the credit scene,
the old Titans kind of like, is anybody listening? Like just shake your cat footy type of thing. We think we found our way back, and apparently Tara Strong said that if Teen Titans Go to the Movies does really great at the box office, they'll do another season of the OG Titans show simultaneously with Teen Titans Go.
That's cool.
So I thought that was cool, and I hope it happens.
Now, how did the original Teen Titans series end? Because I don't remember them
don't
going
even ask
anywhere.
me. I can't even. I haven't seen it since it aired because where am I supposed to see it?
That's true. It's just like I don't remember
DVDs maybe, but I didn't.
I don't remember them vanishing somewhere, getting trapped.
No,
like
but I'm just gonna assume it's like based off like maybe if they do get a sixth season or whatever, they'll tie it in. Like at some point they got tight. They got
Or is it literally a case of look, guys, we're back. We found a way.
Or it could be one of those things just to tease people, right? Like there could be like, they could come back in terms of that. I like I said, I honestly don't remember how the original Titans ended because the only time I remember seeing it was when it was on air on Cartoon Network or Toonami, whichever one it was. But if it comes back, I would hope it comes back via the streaming service and kind of like a Young Justice, and maybe simultaneously they have Young Justice, and I mean I don't think they would because you still got to make that movie, right? I mean you still got to make the show. And Young Justice is kind of basically finished, but that'd be great to have Young Justice and Teen Titans in there. And like
it'd be interesting. That's probably another way to get more people on board.
To like, hey, we have all the OG Titans show, but we're also gonna make a new season. I think even if they don't, I'm sure this movie's gonna make some money. I don't necessarily know. I mean, we'll talk about box office right now, but
I mean, it's made a fair bit.
Okay, so if it has, I feel like any ways they should have thought about bringing it back anyways, right? They should like DC streaming service.
Yeah. I'm surprised they didn't actually do a Young Justice with that streaming service.
Yeah.
Because people have been demanding, but again, like I suppose they had Teen Titans Go, and that clearly does well enough for it to warrant its own movie and like the cost of that. So probably.
I do kind of want to answer somebody in the chat saying that people saying it's amazing to screw up. I mean, from my recollection, it was amazing. I thought it had really great. I thought it was funny. I thought it had great action. That it had cool stories. I thought the Slade part was the best arc they ever had in that show. I don't remember, like, of course, more details because, like I said, I haven't seen it since it aired. And it's like, where am I supposed to see it? They didn't really put it anywhere. You had to buy the DVDs, and I didn't really want to buy the DVDs, like, for anything.
I say I remember really like I never kept up with it religiously, but I remember watching it every time I could like see it
Like
and like really enjoying it. So
I would say I loved it. I loved the show. I thought it was great, even amazing. Like I don't know, there's just a lot to like about it, and I think it's hard to decide if I like it more than Young Justice because I do like the story in Young Justice. The animation, yeah, I like more, but I just don't know if which story I liked better. Because Young Justice got really, really good in terms of the second season. So,
I mean, I can't really like
yeah,
actually say
yeah,
otherwise.
I would say Teen Titans was pretty amazing because it has this following that even after so long, people still love it. I think that's how you could tell it was amazing that people still love it after all this time.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
I mean, it's that nostalgia thing, isn't it? Really.
I mean, maybe it could be. Maybe
It's not. It's not like complete nostalgia, but that does play a strong
You know
factor.
what? When I get the streaming service, I'll definitely try to binge it and see if it was as good as I thought it was. Because I'm watching clips on YouTube, it still looks great.
I'll say it still holds up.
Oh, the show ended with the movie when they were in Japan. So I thought the movie was in between. I didn't know it was at the end. Wow.
They had a movie?
Yeah, it was in Japan one. I remember that. I just didn't
Never
know
heard of that
ended.
Never heard of it.
All right, well, that's kind of it for those two movies.
Yeah.
I would recommend seeing Mission Impossible Fallout again, even if you've seen it, and Teen Titans Go. It's fine. I don't think it's something you need to watch in the movies, but I'd give it a watch if it came out on rental. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll check it out when it comes out, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
Pay money for it.
I wouldn't say go pay like $11, $12 for it.
But yeah, so the box office for the weekend of July 27th. We were kind of wrong in our guess last week.
Were we that wrong?
Number 5. Yeah, we were quite a bit wrong. Number 5, Teen Titans Go with 10.5 or 10.4 million. Number 4, Hotel Transylvania 3 with 12.2. Number 3 was Equalizer 2 with 14. Second was Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again with 15.1. And of course, number 1 was Mission Impossible Fallout with 61.2.
I mean, we had the first one, right? Everything else is
I was
kind of
going to say,
switch them out. Right?
Yeah, you just switch 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Just like, oh.
I mean, just switch. Yeah, you're right. Switch 2 and 3, switch 4 and 5, and we'd be right. But you're right. I guess we got 4 wrong out of the 5.
Yep.
I guess when you look at it, like out of 1 million, out of like 800,000, it was pretty close. It's not like really a spike in any one of the days would have done it for these movies in terms of Equalizer being 2 and Teen Titans Go being 4. Anything, maybe a news piece saying that, hey, you should all watch the movie because of this, and then somehow more people will watch it. I don't know. Anything could have happened, but
yeah, I'm just surprised at Mamma Mia. I think that's like it's been 10 years since the first one. Like, movies don't normally do that well.
Listen, I don't remember seeing the first one. I don't think I ever did. But I love movie musicals, and I might check out the first one and eventually check this one out when it comes out on Prime Video. I don't know if I want to see it in theaters. I usually save theater experiences for certain movies. But look, Mamma Mia still bangs. You know what I'm saying? It still does that great in the second week too. 56%, but still bangs. Yeah, we were wrong. So, let's see. Ant-Man came 6. Incredibles crossed the billion, so there's that.
I'm say officially crossed the billion this weekend. Yeah.
Jurassic World, Skyscraper, The First Purge, Unfriended Dark Web. I'm gonna add another $12 to that soon. Or actually $8 because it's gonna be a matinee showing. But yeah, Mission Impossible 61 million. That's how big gap between 1 and 2. That's how big gap. It's like
what did Mamma Mia get last weekend? Let's have a look.
Beats me.
34, not even, just slightly over half Mission Impossible. But yeah, this weekend.
Yeah, this is
we've got 3 coming out. You got Christopher Robin, The Darkest Minds, and The Spy Who Dumped Me.
I feel like Christopher Robin's going to be first on Mission Impossible. So.
Christopher Robin's looking at 31.5. Darkest Mind is 9. The Spy Who Dumped Me is 16.
I don't know. I have a feeling Mission Impossible 30. Christopher Robin 31.
Mission Impossible.
Yeah, Mission Impossible could go down to 30.
Yeah, it's going to be close. It's going to be close.
I think you can't go wrong either way. You could really you can really just say one and you could be right, you know. So I'm going
Yeah.
with Christopher Robin because I definitely.
I'll say I'm gonna go Christopher Robin #1. I think that's the easy one, to be
But
honest.
it has like 1,000 less theaters, though.
It's still looking at more. Like,
It could. What if Christopher Robin does 31 and Mission Impossible 32? So it's one of those things where it could happen, right?
wasn't it all right then? You go Mission Impossible #1, and I'll say Christopher Robin.
Because it just feels like Christopher Robin is gonna be one because of the whole Disney coming back and yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to be the closest one we've had.
Yeah.
Like coming.
Okay, you're doing Christopher Robin and then Mission Impossible. Okay.
Yeah.
Then Christopher Robin, Mission Impossible.
I think then you're going to get the Spy Who Dumped Me.
Yeah, Spy.
Spy Who Dumped Me. Darkest Minds 9 million.
I mean, if you just assume that it goes another 50% for Mamma Mia, it's 7 million. You'd have to assume Darkest Mind gets 9 mil, so that's third.
Yeah.
I mean, fourth, not third, fourth.
Christopher Robin, Mission Impossible.
Okay.
No, it would be
fourth, because it'll be Christopher Robin, Mission Impossible, Spy Who Dumped Me.
Oh yeah, Spy Who Dumped Me. Yeah.
Darkest Minds.
It's too hot here.
And the last one could really go any other way. It's hard.
To be honest, I put Mamma Mia at 5.
Yeah.
So yeah.
See, all right, Mamma Mia 5. Mamma Mia.
We're having stream issues, by the way.
No, it's on my end. It looks great.
We're having everyone's having stream issues, Joe. Mine keeps cutting in and out. The chat saying rib.
Well, we're still recording, so that's the best part.
Yeah, no, I'm just letting you know that.
Well, I mean, even if the stream ends, we're still recording. So.
Yeah, no, I'm just letting you know the stream. Something's going on with the stream. So yeah, I think. So what's on top 5?
Christopher Robin, Mission Impossible, Spy Who Dumped Me, Darkest Minds, Mamma Mia. I think I'm gonna do the same, except I'm gonna do Mission Impossible 1. Why not? Just for the sake of
do for the sake of argument, yeah.
Even though I kind of feel like Christopher Robin would be one, I don't know. Mission Impossible could make it.
It's gonna be close.
All right.
It's gonna be close.
It definitely will be close. So here we go again. So 5, Mamma Mia. 4, Darkest Minds. 3, Spy Who Dumped Me. 2 and 1 switch for me. Mitch has Christopher Robin at 1, Mission Impossible at 2. At Mission Impossible at 1, Christopher Robin at 2. 4. Yeah, we have it at 4. Yeah, we have Darkest Mind at 4. Yeah, I think that's it. I think.
So yeah.
Death of a Nation. I swear I thought that was that one movie with somebody else, but that's something that.
Wasn't Death of a Nation the Idris Elba movie?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Maybe it's called something else. Maybe something of a Nation.
No, I'm pretty certain it was called that.
Yeah, maybe. They just keep using Death of a Nation.
Yeah. I need to sneeze. Right. So that brings us to the end of the show. So thank you for joining us. Thanks for everyone in the chat for hanging out while we do this. So until next time.
Peace out, Toodles.